welcome back. Great to have you. You said something earlier today. If you were on this jury, finish the sentence.
Oh, he would have been under the jail. He wouldn't have got off. Not if I was on that jury. There's no question about it. I mean, he was guilty as hell. The forensic evidence, the circumstantial evidence, and the manner in which the murders took place, it was clearly a crime of passion. And when you look at some of the things that they had articulated about his past, his relationship with Nicole Brown Simpson, some of the things that he had done to her, the Gloria Allreds and others obviously have spoken very eloquently about this over the years. It was clear that there was such a preponderance of evidence against him that, you know, he deserved to be in jail for the rest of his life at the very least. The flip side to it, however, is I certainly wasn't surprised at the verdict, and I wasn't surprised at the reasons that ultimately jurors confessed years later. In the aftermath of the Rodney King situation in Los Angeles, the history of brutality on the part of some police officers when it came to the LAPD against residents of LA that happened to be African Americans, you knew it was one of those situations where it wasn't about OJ's innocence that people were looking at. It was about indicting the LAPD. That ultimately is why OJ Simpson got off. He got off for two reasons. Number one, to indict the LAPD, and number two, because Marsha Clark and Christopher Darden, two people we don't talk about enough, did an absolutely horrendous job. There is no way around it. All of these years later, 1995, now we're talking about nearly 30 years later. Let us not forget, you don't ask this man months later to try on a glove. He doesn't take his medication. His hands and fingers swell. It wasn't going to fit. They kind of knew it. And ultimately, it was depicted in a series, if I remember correctly, where Johnny Cochran had coaxed Christopher Darden to go against the wishes of Marsha Clark and convince him to force OJ to try on a glove. Once folks saw that it wasn't going to fit, it was exactly the nugget that he needed to ultimately say, if it doesn't fit, you must acquit, and ultimately get OJ Simpson off of double murder. He's a double murderer in the eyes of most people in this country, white, black, Latino, African American, and everything else. But it was more important to folks at the time to indict the LAPD and to shine a spotlight on what they were doing to African Americans in the city of Los Angeles. And that was why OJ Simpson ended up a free man that year.
Let me ask you,